just 272 words. It took less than 2 minutes. Yet this brief speech changed the course of history and redefined the very meaning of democracy. Yes, we are talking about Abraham Lincoln's legendary Gettysburg Address. But what actually happened on that day? Why does this short speech still echo across the world? The year was 1863. The United States was torn apart by a bloody civil war between the North and the South. The most brutal and turning point of this war took place in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. In just 3 days of fierce fighting, over 50,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or missing. The battlefield was covered in blood and devastation. 4 months later, a national cemetery was being dedicated at the battlefield to honor the fallen soldiers. The main speaker of the day was Edward Everett, the most famous orator of that time. President Abraham Lincoln was invited merely as an afterthought, just to give a few closing remarks. On November 19, 1863, Edward Everett took the stage and delivered a massive epic speech that lasted for a full 2 hours. Then, it was President Lincoln's turn. The crowd expected another long, grand speech. But Lincoln calmly pulled a small piece of paper from his pocket. In a quiet, powerful and somber voice, he spoke for just about 2 minutes. He began with the famous words, "407 years ago our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal." Lincoln reminded everyone that the ultimate way to honor the fallen soldiers was to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. He urged that the nation must have a new birth of freedom. And in his final sentence, he delivered the most powerful definition of democracy ever spoken. And that government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. When Lincoln finished, the crowd fell into a stunned silence. Some didn't even realize it was over, and Lincoln himself initially thought his speech was a failure. But history proved otherwise. Today no one remembers the 2-hour speech by Edward Everett, but Lincoln's 2-minute, 272-word address remains one of the greatest speeches ever delivered in human history. If you found this historical story inspiring, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content. Do you think Lincoln's vision of democracy still holds true today? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.